this reminds me that Tormund and Mance in them were looking for the Horn of Winter. Hello Wanderers, welcome back to our Crusader Kings 3 roleplay series following Sir Duncan the Small, the Prince of Dragonflies, and in that last episode we found ourselves here at Castle Black, which you can see down below us on the screen, along with the wall and the lands beyond it. Well, we came here to Castle Black to seek the advice of some very wise and knowledgeable family members. Lord Commander Brynden Bloodraven rules over the Night's Watch and over these lands, but not only that, we do also find our cousin, or our uncle, sorry, I should say, Maester Aemon here as well. Somebody who we'd probably be at least somewhat familiar with. I don't know how long he's been at the wall for this point, but considering we're 25 years old, I'm sure we would have known him at least when we were younger, especially considering how close he was with our father. And so these are two very knowledgeable men. Funnily enough, though, they are not the only members of our family within the Night's Watch. Actually, if we take a look here, we can see that there are two of the bastard sons of Aerion Brightflame. So we've got Maekar and Aegon here. Both somehow found themselves in the Night's Watch. So 2 out of his 3 living bastard sons, or 2 out of his 3, bastard sons here are in the Night's Watch. So just thought that was funny. Not sure how they ended up there. But regardless, the question is, what wisdom did we find from Bloodraven and from Maester Aemon after we came here? Because we came here to seek advice, and both of these men, Bloodraven and Maester Aemon, have a the fact that we came here to seek advice from them is twofold, considering that Maester Aemon himself is somebody who has the dragon dreams, which is, that gift of foresight. But Bloodraven too has a green sight as well, which is, comes from his firstman heritage through his mother, Melissa Blackwood, which, funnily enough, we also have that same firstman heritage through our mother, Black Betha of House Blackwood. So, just a funny little coincidence. We haven't shown any signs of either dragon dreams or green sight, but it seems as though perhaps we have the potential for both. But yeah, coming to both of these men who have this gift of foresight, essentially, even if we don't necessarily know that, I don't think that's really something that's, just common knowledge, certainly. But both of these men would be very wise, and we should note that it is Bloodraven who does have Dark Sister, one of the 2 Valyrian steel swords of House Targaryen that they brought from Old Valyria after the Doom. But he has not given it to us. It wasn't just a simple matter of him handing it over, this great gift of legitimacy for us. I imagine that a conversation with Bloodraven and possibly with Maester Aemon would have gone long into the night, and asking what we should do. Should we rise up? Should we lead a rebellion against the Blackfires? Bring the realms together, or would that only cause more chaos? Like, what is our role in this world, in this conflict, in this realm at this time? And I think that the answer that we might be given might be a little something unexpected, because what I imagine Bloodraven might tell us is that they might give us some advice, but I don't think that Bloodraven would simply turn over Dark Sister and tell us to go kill the Blackfires, even if he hates the Blackfires. That much we know. But I think what he would say is that before he does that, we need to find the true threat to the realms. And well, that is a threat that goes beyond the wall. So in order for us to get Dark Sister, Bloodraven has demanded that we go beyond the wall and discover the threat. that lies there. Now, Sir Duncan might be of the thought that perhaps he simply means the threat that the wildlings pose, but I think all of us know that that is not what Bloodraven's talking about. But I imagine he's speaking very cryptically here, not giving us much to go on. The question is, we could obviously deny this. We could simply say, no, this seems like a pointless task. Why would we listen? But I feel like Maester Aemon would probably honestly be backing Bloodraven at this point in the importance of this. And this just makes me recall, conversations that Aemon had with Jon Snow, like later on in the, obviously far along in the timeline when he was old as hell and, no longer could see. But I don't think that he would dissuade us from this mission that Bloodraven's sending us on. I think he would agree with the importance there. And so, reluctantly, perhaps, we decide to agree with Bloodraven's request, and we will go beyond the wall. But that does mean that we are going somewhere very dangerous, and so we will be leaving Jenny and the children behind in the care of Sir Duncan, along with some other members of our entourage. So we will be traveling with just a small group. So Jenny, Duncan, the children, some of the others, like the former Septons, Bennett and Septa Roslin, staying behind here at Castle Black, essentially under the protection of Bloodraven, while a couple of us go north. So yes, we will be going north with just a small group. Sir Powell Pemford, Ronald Fenn, Victor Branchfoot, Amos Driftface. This, interestingly enough, this character was one who was actually being sent to the Night's Watch in the first place, so just kind of funny that he ends up here. Perhaps he'll end up staying in the Night's Watch. Interesting question. He did become a Sir, so he was knighted. I suppose he was knighted by Duncan. There is a way to see that, but I am not actually 100% sure where to click to find that information out. But regardless, we also have Conwy Chafford and then Jamos, who is not our squire yet. We could influence his personality. We could influence him to be brave, which, well, we'll let him turn out the way that he'll turn out here. I do plan on making him a squire, but we'll bring the kid. He's only 8 years old, but yeah, I think he would demand that he comes with. So half of our camp is staying at Castle Black with Jenny, and the other half will be coming with us north beyond the wall. So that is something that we're going to do. Bloodraven has given us a little bit of provisions, just enough to get us by. And so I suppose our journey begins. The first stop, I suppose, well, where are we going to go? We don't even really have any direction. I do believe that he might send us to meet up with his first ranger. And his first ranger, I believe, let's see if we can find him. Yeah, first ranger, Edric Forrester. Nice, love House Forrester. They're always cool. Where is he? He's over here in, oh, is he coming back? Looks like maybe he is, but it seems like he's over here in Dogwood. So I'm gonna mark Dogwood as our, oh, can't move camp when already traveling. Okay, yeah, I think, wait a second, there we go. All right, so I think, oh man, there's gonna be some danger, that's for sure. We're gonna run low on provisions at this point, but that's all right. But I think we're still gonna head there and hope to come across the first ranger. Oh, what do we have here? White tree. Ooh, well, I think we should probably, if we're gonna need knowledge, maybe in order to kind of simulate this stuff of like trying to learn what the dangers are here, maybe we should try hitting up these points of interest. So I think that's kind of a nice little way to symbolize the fact that we're going to kind of like seek knowledge. So maybe we hit up a white tree here. We're gonna start, yeah, our provisions are definitely not gonna last us all that long, but we should be able to make it. Maybe we don't go to Dogwood. Maybe we go to Shadowskin Lodge. I mean, this seems dangerous, but Chieftain Dead Dog. Oh god. I mean, if we encounter wildlings, though, they're certainly gonna kill us. I do want to eventually make it up to the Fist of the First Men, and then possibly beyond that, but let's do first things first. You know, let's just go to White Tree first off, and we'll see what happens from there. So there is definitely a little bit of danger, so I think we could probably afford to bring along a wilderness kit. That doesn't even help. So, well, we won't worry about it then. Let's start moving, I guess. All right, the journey beyond the wall begins. I think we probably need a little bit of a thicker cloak if we are going to be going beyond the wall here. So, what can we get that's Night's Watch heavy furs? I mean, probably shouldn't wear Night's Watch furs, but surely we can get ourselves like some kind of big fur cloak here. Yeah, that looks a little bit warmer. So let us make our way north. So we visited White Tree, one of the oldest villages north of the wall. It's built beneath a huge weirwood, proving to be stable something. Proving to be a stable home to any facing winter. Yeah, all right. Well, we will definitely need to, I suppose, continue from beyond here. Can we find ourselves some provisions? I mean, it's a little dangerous to visit the locals. Amos is coming with us. Or Amos? I'm not sure how to pronounce it. Somebody told me, but I forgot. We can't buy supplies because we don't have enough money. So I guess we just need to continue on our journey. I don't think we learn anything of interest here in White Tree. Hopefully we'll still come across the I think we'll do it step by step. Maybe we go, I mean, we could go to Warg's Hall. That seems to be another place. But I want to keep making my way towards the Fist of the First Men. So let's see. What if we head to Goutweed? Yeah. That might get us close to Shadowskin Lodge, and then we can make our way up to the Fist of the First Men. We're already hitting some provisions here, but we're gonna do our best to make it along. Have to act, you know, we have to act the part of wildlings, otherwise they will kill us here. Oh, what is this? There's something here. Settle region. Oh. Settle the local region because what are the requirements of that? That's kind of cool. I didn't even know that was a thing. I guess because this is like wilderness. Pretty cool. But I guess there's nothing. Yeah, we can't go and gather provisions. So the 11th moon, 246. So a few months before we can try gathering provisions. All right, let's continue to Shadowskin Lodge. I'm curious what's there. We're going to start running low on provisions as we make our way over there. So we visit the Milkwater Cairns. In the Milkwater Valley, the free folk bury their kings and heroes in great cairns and barrows. Wildlings who dwell among them tend to the graves, honoring the dead with reverence. This reminds me of the Horn of Winter, because I recall that Tormund and Mance in them were looking for the Horn of Winter, and they were looking for it by like digging up these like the old kings of the like Kings Beyond the Wall and whatnot. And so I wonder if the Milkwater Cairns, like this is meant to like kind of represent that. I would imagine so. So maybe if we continue along the Milkwater here, who knows, maybe we'll come across that the Horn of The Horn of Winter. Although I don't know why we would need it. It said that it could destroy the wall. Probably not something we would really want to do, but do we want to? I mean, we could really use the money. I mean, could we, you know, maybe play the part of like deserters from the Night's Watch and help this guy train? It's a little, I don't really know how to explain this, but we are going to need the money. So I am tempted to, you know, maybe this is just us like challenging. Maybe they send out some of their knights to challenge us. And I think maybe we'll see if we can see if we can defeat him here. Let us see. Great Deer should just follow my moves, or teaching him organizer should be easy. Let's see if we can beat him in a fight here. He learns a lot from us, so I imagine that we managed to defeat him there. Guess we'll try with this one as well. Searching Gull. See if we can teach her as well. Yeah, so I imagine this is just us like proving our mettle. This isn't like they're not paying. I don't know how to explain this. You can't. There isn't a way to explain everything away, I guess, but you have to use your imagination. We need the money. That's just the simple fact. Wise Walrus could join our camp. Oh, we could get a wildling with us? I mean, I am not opposed to that. He joins our camp. But we would not get the full success. Exceptional success. We'd still get the provisions. Dragonflies lose 20 provisions. We gain. Okay. So no matter what, we get some provisions, and no, but we would have to pay money here. But he pays. This doesn't make very much sense at all. We would get a little bit of money out of this. Do we want this guy? Chaste, diligent, calm. It might be good to have a wildling with us. All right, let's just break it. He refuses to join the camp. Okay, well, I guess regardless, we got money from that anyways, and a little bit of provisions. So that should help us get along a tiny bit anyways. All right, can we continue along the Milkwater here? Maybe we go up to here. Yeah, we're on the edge of starving. We still haven't discovered what the true threat, you know, beyond the wall is here. Go to Bent Birch, you know, and we don't want to be away from, you know, Jenny and the children for that long, obviously, but yeah, we'll have to try to continue. Go to the Fist of the First Men, I suppose so. Ooh, we're running low on those provisions, that's for sure. We have to keep going. So we have made it to the Fist of the First Men, and as we look upon this site, this is an interesting site. I wonder if it shows. Don't think it is. It'd be interesting if it showed the description of this, like if there's a special building here or whatnot. But this is a place that will be familiar to those of you who have read the books or watched the show, because this is where the Night's Watch made that big last stand when they went up with on the Great Ranging with the Lord Commander Mormont, and they found the drag. I think it was Sam who found the stash of dragonglass daggers here on the Fist of the First Men. It seems as though we didn't come across those. Hyperborean permafrost. Oh wow. Yeah. Okay. Well, it's gonna be tough to get ourselves some provisions here. But I imagine that, like, looking out on this place, you know, you'd have a great and commanding view of a lot of these surrounding lands. And yeah, I think that would be, even if we don't necessarily learn from this, I think it gives us an idea of the grand scope of these lands beyond the wall. Like, this is a huge territory. You know, what lives out here, you know, beyond just the wildlings. Is there more to it? Perhaps as we find ourselves here on the Fist of the First Men, we start to question why Bloodraven sent us here. Surely it's not just to know why the you know, or like to understand the threat that the wildlings pose. There has to be something more to it. And so I think now at this point, Sir Duncan is starting to get a sense that maybe there is a little something more to it. And but I don't know if he yet understands what that is. I think that this is going to be a little bit of a shorter episode today because I want to ask you, what do you guys think we should do from here? Where should we go? You know, should we start making our way even further north? Are there any like particular points of interest that you guys can think of that might give us the knowledge that we seek, you know? The understanding that Bloodraven has sent us here to get. You know, we could potentially go maybe to a place where they worship the cold gods. Maybe then we would have some better understanding. You know, are we gonna make it all the way up to the lands of the Thin? By the time we get back, surely like it'd be like more than a year would pass before we would make it back from there. I don't know how long the Great Ranging took in the books, but yeah, surely getting all the way up there would take months at the very least. But yeah, I'm curious where you guys think we should go from here. So leave your comments down below. I want to hear them. And yeah, maybe, you know, what does all this mean? You know, as we find ourselves here on the Fist of the First Men, you know, what does Duncan think of what he finds up here? Yeah, where do we go from here? Let me know in the comments below because I want to put this in your guys' hands. But until the next one, Wanderers, thank you for watching.